Hello everyone, this is Sepide. I'm here again with another video which I love to talk about, named Being Against Doing. You remember in my last video when I was heading to Sheraton Hotel in Toronto, Markham better to say, and I talked about affirmative sentences when we want to get something in our life, when we are at the present. And I told you when I'm going there, I will repeat it, that I will be one of those top 10 for next season ceremony of our company. And then I said, next session, I want to talk about being and what's the difference between being and doing. You know, when I was in that meeting, and I used affirmative sentences that I'm powerful, I beat the goal in next season coming, I do this, I am that, I'm courageous, I'm empowering others, I'm an enthusiastic person, I'm beautiful, whatsoever, as an affirmative sentence. I live in abundance. I'm full of abundance, or whatever. It comes from my being. It comes from my fulfillment. It doesn't, need to do something. I wanted to remind everybody here that there is nothing wrong, and we don't want to make the concept of doing wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing. When we need to do something, action has its own part of it and its own value. But I want you to understand what is the sharp difference between being and doing. Doing includes what we think about future, what as a stress comes to our mind, and what we have as our loads or baggages, positive or negative, from past. I do something based on what I see in the past and what is coming in future. But when I say I am, when I talk about my being focus on my present. My fulfillment makes who I am at the moment. And that's how we make miracle. Look at this iPad. Look at this table. Look at this cup. These are solid objects around us. When I'm talking about doing and when I'm talking about being is different from what we see in this iPad. This iPad is always this shape. This cup is always this shape. And this table is always like that. I can't change it unless I break them, unless I melt them and make a new shape. But we as a human being, as we say human being, are different being. And my being from now to 1 second after is different. And that's how we should be careful not to be egoistic, not to be selfish, not to think that I'm the best always. No, my being now is different from my being 1 minute ago, and it could be different, completely different being from 1 second after. And that's how we make miracle. That's how we create different possibilities. That's how we can say we are human being. So our affirmative sentences also is based on our being. If my being is positively high kept, so my affirmative sentences also will be effective. So I want you to think about this concept of being till next time, that I see how can I relate it to other psychological features, meaningful phrases, because somehow I want to relate all these phrases in future and make use of them, beneficial use of them in coaching environment. Okay, so tell me what you think about being and what can you see as a difference between being and doing. And I'm open to your feedbacks, your ideas, and your comments. Thank you and have a great time.